I want to thank you for joining me today. And before we get started, as always, all the messages that are released on this channel are my truth. That is exactly what it is, what it always will be, and that is my truth. Now, my truth consists of a bunch of experiences that I've gained clarity from, which ultimately took me back to the real me, which is truth. Now, I'm not trying to convince you that my truth is the gospel. However, my truth is the gospel for me. That does not make it the gospel for you, nor will I ever try to make it the gospel for you. By me being on this platform, I am simply placing breadcrumbs on a path that I've already walked. Now, if you find yourself on a similar path and you resonate with said breadcrumbs, you say, you know what, I like that. I want to follow that. And that's cool. If not, that is cool as well. My purpose is to assist those who are ready to get out of their own way. So, let's jump right in today. And today I want to talk about some of my spiritual warfare experiences that I had on my journey. We're just going to a couple of them. It's quite a few, I can tell you that, but just a few things. If you're on your journey, thinking about getting on the journey, or you've had things going on in your reality, you don't know what's going on, then hopefully this message will help you out. So some of the things I've experienced that relate to spiritual warfare would be I've had entities sent to my house. So meditating, and they didn't want me to meditate because that's where I make a lot of changes there in meditation. So this particular time, the little holder you have that you hook your bananas on, well, the bananas were taken off of that hook and then like slammed into the bottom of the holder while I'm in there meditating. That was one instance. I was past. I don't know if it was a demon. I don't know what kind of entity. It was definitely trying to kill me though. That was through like a fist pump, and I could tell the dude had something in him. That I put out a message on that one too, but that was definitely he was sent directly to me in order to pass that on. So that was that. Spiritual attack, vehicle magic. That was an interesting one. By the time I was getting these, I had already been meditating for a while, so I was very aware of my thoughts. What's my thoughts? That's not my thought. That's a projection. No, that's not mine. So, and I noticed the pattern every time I'm getting in my car for this little whatever span of time it was. I'm thinking of freaking car accidents and driving off the road and getting cars running into all kind of stuff popping. I'm like, what in the hell? So I had to make sure that I didn't let these little projections play in my mind, right? It was trying to get them to play out so I could manifest these things happening in my reality. And I could, during that time frame, it was crazy. I had to be aware. That's people like cutting me off, cutting in my lane, turning. It was crazy. It was a lot during that time frame, and so I had to be extra aware of my thoughts because they're trying to get me to manifest an accident. That was interesting. Of course, you getting attacked in your dreams, and this waking up with the little 3 scratches on my chest, my back, the most interesting one. I had a long one, like from one edge of my forehead all the way to the other side. It was just one line. I woke up in the morning, I went to the bathroom, and I saw it. I was like, wow, really? So tax in your dreams. Gang stalking is also another part that they will use too for these spiritual attacks. To get you into fear. Everything is the main thing is getting you in a fearful state. So when these attacks come to you, the lower your vibration, the more impact they have. So I knew a lot of the time I was ignoring these, especially the gang stalkers. I'm going one store, you're there. I go to another store, you're there again. Third, you're there again. I come out the gym, people sitting in the car recording you with their phone. I act like I see everything. So I'm seeing all these fools doing all these things. I'm like, you're not putting any fear into me doing this. This is what all this stuff is designed to do, is to put fear into you. So when they send this energy, you're so paranoid and this, that, and the other, you just drive yourself crazy. It's all to break your will, to break your spirits. Keep your mind in positive energy, positive things. That's why it's very important to have a high vibration. Eat right, because all these things are affecting your mind. What you put into your body is affecting your mind. So take care of your temple. That's why it's, for me, the only true, real spiritual warfare is just that. It is to get you to not enter the kingdom of heaven. And where the Bible says the kingdom of heaven is within you. So as long as they can keep you from going within, that is the true spiritual warfare. Because that's when you really start getting spiritually attacked, when you start going within. Because that's what I really got spiritually attacked, when I went within. Prior to that, I was just getting my energy siphoned. So it was all right then. But the spiritual attacks ramped up to try to get me to go back to a lower state so they can continue to siphon my energy. So that's what it's all about. So, but it's you reclaiming your energy, because you can use all of your lower energy centers in your higher energy centers. That's what's being siphoned, is the energy that is in the higher energy levels. So access that energy. How do you do that? Raising your vibration, ascending on your spiritual path. These are the things that are going to prevent you from becoming susceptible to these spiritual attacks, because I can go on and on and on about the amount of attacks I received. I didn't even realize these type of things were even possible. But if I didn't experience it, how this is my first time I've never even told anyone about it. Never have I even said a word of this to anyone. And the first time I'm talking about it is on this channel. So, because how do you tell somebody that stuff? How do you tell someone that stuff? So unless someone is on the same path and they've experienced it, that's the only people that are going to know what you're talking about. So other than that, people are going to be like, what are you talking about? So these are things you can expect. No, you're not going crazy if you start to do things and you're on a spiritual path and you notice stuff start being moved around your house, hearing noises, shadow things. Yeah, these are all things that can be on the path. But the biggest thing is not letting fear in. There's nothing for you to fear. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, it's scary when you see these things or something happens to you. Like I said, these things, some of them, they do have powerful entities out there. I will say that, because I had some true battles. I'll say that. Some true battles with some of these entities. So, and they are powerful. But thanks to the grace, obviously, of the Divine Mother, Divine Father, I am here. And like I said, I do my part as well. I keep my vibration up. I eat right. I meditate. I watch what I intake into all of my senses. All of that stuff matters. All these different things are going to be either lowering or raising your vibration. So when these attacks come, I've been attacked so much, I know exactly what I'm being attacked with. I'm like, oh, dang, heart attack spell. Oh, man, really? Suicide spell? Dang. Send me death energy? Wow, really? Okay. Overeating spell. Oh, nice. Okay. Like, all this stuff, all this type of energy can be sent at you. That's why I say it's very important to be in control of your own mind, because you're going to start, these things, they pop in your mind like it's your thought. And if you're depending on what's going on in your day, you follow that doggone thought, it can take you down a rabbit hole that you don't want to go down. So stay in control of your mind. Do not let your mind pull you down dark holes. And if you start having thoughts that you typically don't have, observe those thoughts. How often do those thoughts happen? Are you doing something specific? Are you in a specific place? Are you touching a specific thing? Observe when they're happening. And you'll know if you're being spiritually attacked. But like I said, the main thing is, out of everything, build the kingdom of heaven. Build that temple so that light can come within. That's really, truly your best protection, is building that temple within. Having a place that that light can come to. That is where the kingdom is within you. But I'll put out definitely another message on these spiritual attacks. Like I have, it is ridiculous the amount of things that can be sent energetically. The main thing I want to leave before I leave, I will say this, is the intention. The intention is what drives that energy. Nevertheless, it's still energy. So it's important when you're on this journey for me, I learned how to alchemize energy. And that was very important because so many different things were being thrown at me all the time. So I had to learn how to alchemize this energy that was always being thrown at me. And what I learned is it's energy. I don't need the intention, because the intention is, okay, I want this person to overeat, trying to send suicide spells or this and that, all kind of like whatever. It doesn't matter the intention of what they want. It's still they're it's like they're throwing a rock and they're putting a piece of paper on that rock. That rock is the energy. I keep the rock and I say, okay, you can take this piece of paper back. I don't want it because the piece of paper is their intention. The rock, the true power is in that rock, because the energy, it's energy. We the one that say, oh, that's good or that's bad. So if I say it's energy, oh, this is good energy, this is positive energy, then that's what it is. They said it was negative energy. I didn't say it was. That's what they said. They sent me energy, but I said when it came to me, this is once again how you progress with the spiritual warfare. When somebody sends you energy, doesn't matter what they want that energy to be. When it comes to you and it enters your energetic field, you now possess that energy. So you can say what you want that energy to be. That's when you learn how to alchemize this energy when it's being projected at you. And I'll leave with this last one. This last one, because this one was, I'll say out of all of, this was probably the one that freaked me out the most. I was walking in my apartment one day, and if you ask me what is my vision, I'll say if I look around, it's 20/20 4K vision. It looks crystal clear, right? That's what be me just describing my vision. So I'm walking one day, and all of a sudden, it felt like someone was like, the old windows where you got the little shade and you pull the shade down slowly and it covers the window, covers the light, right? That's what it felt like a shade was being pulled down. And I could feel it like at the top of my head, and it kind of like, what the hell is that? And it felt weird. And as it was coming down, like my vision was going from like crystal clear vision to like, it was starting to like a yellowish tint. And as the vision started to get like a yellowish tint, like only thing I can tell you, it was like I felt dumb. Like it was definitely like, yes, it was just the dumb, like completely make you straight mental. Like I felt like really dumb, right? So Psalms 91, stuff like that is good for when you're being attacked like that. But basically, I just called my power back and did a couple other things to prevent that from overtaking me. But that exactly, when you don't know stuff like that, that I would say probably was the scariest one. So when I'm looking at these different stories of you seeing these different celebrities and stuff like that, and they go and cry, I'm like, oh, okay, now I understand exactly how it happens now. I understand exactly how it happens, because that was insane. Because I was completely fine, and that's the only thing I can literally only describe it as dumb. Like it was, it was like I can't just, I can't even put into words. It was just, yeah, it was just, oh my goodness. That one was the only one, because that one, it was just weird. And it was just like, it just started at the top of my head. Like I said, this is why it's important to keep your mental space to you. And don't let nobody have free space in your mind. Guard your mind. So, because that's exactly what is attacked the most, I will say. So, keep your vibrations up, guard your mind, and build that temple. Go within. I'm going to leave that there. And as always, if you got anything out of this message, or at least found it entertaining, actually hit the like, subscribe, and I'll definitely check you in the next message.